Should we talk about it, Boulder? Well, as y'all know, a lot of people that pull up to this channel either hate Shedeur or they love him. They come into the comments to talk noise about Colorado in every capacity possible. Or some of y'all come through to share praise and sharing your enjoyment of what Coach Prime is doing in college football. Hence why the channel's called that. This is another one of them situations where haters are going to be piling into the comments. We got to talk about these losers that felt the need to run pranks. They didn't only hit Shedeur. They actually hit another player at Penn State, which 100% feels like high-key disrespect. The sad part about it is they're 100% linked to an NFL franchise, which is once again pathetic. Let's talk about it here on the Prime Time for College Football. First and foremost, NFL draft is done. Shedeur Sanders goes to the Cleveland Browns at 144. To me, I think it's an okay spot, but I'm also not that sold that the Cleveland Browns won't do what the Cleveland Browns do. Talked about this in the video earlier today that if Shedeur Sanders walks in there and helps turn around that organization from what that organization has been the last 20 years since they came back, he will be considered legendary. At that moment, he can be legendary. At that moment, we can say, yep, Shedeur's right. So now this is the test for that man. His opportunity is in front of him as we speak to be legendary. So Shedeur, don't screw it up, my boy. This is your chance. You got to do it. You ain't got no choice. You got to be legendary now because all the haters are out. They have been clowning the entire time the draft's been going on because a lot of the mocks, including like Mel Kiper, who lost his mind the entire time on NFL Network, he was a lock for a top 5 pick. Fit a bettable player in their eyes. But I have a conspiracy theory as to why the Cleveland Browns got him so late. It's one or two reasons. We're going to talk about that in a second. But first, I want to talk about these losers that felt the need to prank Shedeur Sanders as well as tight end from Penn State, who also got hit with the exact same prank, I guess you could say, that don't make any sense. First off, Shedeur was waiting for that phone call. Then this happened.
Hey, is this Shedeur? Hey, this is Mickey Lumis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints. How you doing? This is Mickey Lumis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man. We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
It's going to be legendary.
Hey, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
What does that mean?
What? What did he say?
I don't know.
How you gonna ask us what it means and you was on the phone?
You heard that?
You said you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
Sorry about that.
You're starting to see kid felt the need to call Shedeur, prank him, make him think that he was getting a call from an NFL team, and come to find out that was not happening. Now, some of you have asked, I've seen in comments about this, wondering, why is it such a big deal? Because it's Shedeur. Why does it warrant a investigation? What's so special? Why are we always coddling Shedeur and the Sanders family? Blah, blah, blah. This is why this was of concern for people. First off, Shedeur got a separate phone specifically for the NFL. New number and everything. Granted, you get a new phone number, what happens? Get a ton of spam calls. It happens. You know it's going to go through. You know if it's verified. You know if it's not. Makes sense. This wasn't that situation, though. The only people that had that phone number were NFL execs. So Shedeur gave them that number. Well, after Shedeur gives them said number, he gets the prank call. So that means that One of two things have happened. One, Shedeur gave that number to somebody else and they started passing it around. Or two, someone within the organization, NFL, gave that number out or allowed somebody to see that number and they used it. Well, we found out who it was. Let's put it up here. Jax Ulbrich, the son of defensive coordinator Jax Ulbrich, is the one that did it. That's not good, to the point that he posted an apology and the Falcons posted a statement. Here's the statement here. Here's the apology from Jax. On Friday night, I made a tremendous mistake. Shedeur, what I did was completely inexcusable, embarrassing, and shameful. I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish. I could never imagine getting ready to celebrate one of the greatest moments of your life, and I made a terrible mistake and messed with that moment. Thank you for accepting my call earlier today. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. And he added Shedeur Sanders. Big problem was first time he misspelled the kid's name initially. Second thing is somebody took this, ran it through an AI deal, and found out looks like this was 100% written by AI. This was not heartfelt. This was not a true apology. But he had to post it. Jax had to do it. Now his account's probably gone now on Instagram because everybody was lighting his tail up. Because it's not cool, regardless of hate or not. I told you, people come onto this channel specifically to hate on anything I make. And I make this just because I enjoy Coach Prime. I was a Deion Sanders fan as a kid, and I enjoy them. Period. And it's intriguing conversation in college football. Something great to talk about. Then the Falcons dropped a statement. Here's the Falcons statement. Earlier this week, Jax Ulbrich, 21-year-old son of defensive coordinator Jax Ulbrich, unintentionally came across the draft contact phone number of Shedeur Sanders off an open iPad while visiting his parents' home and wrote the number down and to later conduct a prank call. Jax Ulbrich was unaware of the data exposed to any facets of the prank and made aware of the above only after the fact. Now, Falcons toss in all the other mumbo jumbo of we don't condone, blah, blah, blah. This is where the problem came in for me, your boy. Pranks happen quite often. For example, here's one. Tight end for Penn State, Tyler Warren got a call from the same area code. He's on the clock at number 7. That's a problem. He also got it. Shout out to Jordan Schultz, who dropped this on the social medias on the expert. This is where the problem comes in for me, though. The fact that they did this to Jordan, and again, this is not the only players that got pranked. I think others also got pranked. I think Stetson Bennett got pranked as well. This became a big deal because they recorded it and put it on social media to get clout. That's the problem with this generation nowadays, is the need to put everything they do on social media. And this is why it became a problem on the Shedeur side of it, because it was obvious that the only way someone gets this phone number is if they got a plug within an NFL organization. The NFL should be embarrassed. Falcons should be embarrassed. All of that. The defensive coordinator should be embarrassed. I don't care how old this 21-year-old is. Everybody's talking about his age. You don't take stuff from your father's job and use it for clout on social media and think it's going to be okay, because it's not. That is where the problem came into all of this. That is where my issue has lied in all of this. You can't do that and think that it's okay. Am I wrong? Please tell me that I'm wrong. I want to hear from you all. Hop in the comments. It's pretty ridiculous, right? But again, a lot of people going to jump in these comments and be mad. They're going to hate. Well, he deserved it because he exists. Now I need Shedeur to go out there to Cleveland, put his head down, not say a word, and go out there and grind it. Anytime anybody requests an interview and say, I'm not doing any interviews, you can go to the head coach or the starting quarterback. If Shedeur ever becomes a starting quarterback, he shouldn't be giving any interviews. He'd be like, nope, I'm here to play football, put my head down and grind it. He needs to become legendary to shut up the haters. It's all he's got going for himself going forward. But the fact that a kid was allowed to do something like this, everybody should be ashamed. period. The Falcons organization, defense, all of them ashamed. Terrible. All right, we'll talk about a couple of entries in the transfer portal for the Buffs that shocked your boy. And there's an entry that just recently went in that I think the Buffs should definitely pick up the phone and see if they can figure it out. Had a video come out first thing in the morning. Thank you for pulling up. Hit the like button. New to the channel. Subscribe, rate, review. Give us 5. And we'll chop it up. A few days.